Are you ready to find your voice, fulfill your purpose, build unstoppable confidence? And are you ready to learn how to trust, accept, and love yourself enough to do the work to create what you want in life? Oh, and do you want to learn how to do it without burning yourself out, sacrificing what matters most, or compromising on your values? Then you're in the right place. I'm your host, Crystal Stanton, a certified coach, human design enthusiast, entrepreneur, and podcast host on a mission to guide women into their true, authentic success, to help them recognize their power and to step out from the shadows and into the woman they were always meant to be. Around here, we don't do grey, unaligned versions of our life. We don't settle for what we should be happy with. Around here, we do big, bold, courageous, fulfilled, rich lives, and we do it in an aligned, nourished, and truly authentic way. If that sounds like the life you want, then stick around and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Fearless. And today we're going to be talking all about manifestation. I know, right? You're probably thinking, for fuck's sake, I've heard about manifestation so much, it's like coming out of my eyeballs, I'm so over it. And like you either maybe feel like you're a really powerful manifester, or perhaps you feel like you're so sick of hearing about manifestation because it's all bullshit and everything you've tried has never worked and you're done with the whole thing. You're ready to pack it all away and just call bullshit. On either spectrum, that's fine. You are in the perfect place. And I'm really excited to share this insight with you today around manifestation, because you're probably going to find that it's a little bit different to what you have heard. And this is coming from my deeper exploration of my own human design and my gene keys, and through my own journey with manifestation, and an authentic share on how I have blocked my own manifestations from taking place, right? From becoming reality. I didn't want to say from my manifestations manifesting. Anyway, so here's the piece of the conversation about manifestation that you're missing. That's really what this episode is about. And the reason why I say that is because it's the piece that I have been missing this entire time. And when I reflect on this and look back retrospectively, I'm like, yep, this is the thing I've done every single time that has gotten in the way. Because the thing is, right, everyone is a powerful manifester. We are literally cosmic beings. Like, we have access to super abundance. We have access to infinite supply. We can literally have anything that we want. That is fact. That is truth. That is universal truth, right? Here's where we stuff ourselves up, is in our humanness. Okay? Cosmic being, we come down, we understand this, but then we decide to come and have this human experience, come to Earth School, do all of the things we're here to do, all of our soul contracts, our purpose, our life's work, the lessons we're here to learn so that we can increase our seniority. And when we transition back to the cosmic plane, you know, we have, I guess, leveled up in a cosmic sense, right? But we forget all of that. We forget it all. And then we wake up as little babies, and from that point on, we're empty at that point, and from that point on, our head is filled with ideas and rules and structures and conditioning and programming and nationalities and cultures and all of these things that put limitations on our ability to manifest. Right? All these rules and limitations on what we can and can't have, what we think we can and can't have. And then you start learning about manifestation, right? The science of manifestation. And you're like, oh my gosh, you start remembering. You're like, oh, I can have all these things. And where most of us go when we first start trying to become a more powerful manifester is to doing more things. Right? We're like, okay, I want to have X, Y, Z, so I'm going to do all of this stuff. And that is immediately where we go. And like, and it's not surprising that that's what happens, because that's what we see all the gurus doing. They're like, do my bulletproof reprogramming system, use my 7-step process to create bazillion K months in a second. Like, this is the programming that we receive, and it is very doing based, right? It's like, use this tool, this morning ritual, these affirmations, like all of this stuff. We think, okay, I have to do affirmations, I have to script, I have to have rituals, I have to do self-hypnosis, I need vision boards, I need to do visualizations, I have to consult my oracle cards, I need to light candles, like I need to have crystals, I have to learn light language, I have to be activated, like blah, 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 blah. And already, even in just saying that, I can feel this human shadow of stress coming into play, right? Stress is like, we're so good at it as humans, just stress, straight up, for like the smallest reason at all, we're like, stress. And stress is just like a byproduct of some kind of fear. Underneath everything is some kind of fear that you have, right? Underneath every emotional response is a fear. And these fears create this stress. And this is where we start, this is one of the key places where we start to block our manifestations from taking place. Because we see the manifestation gurus talking about manifestation, and we assume that it's happening for them instantly, right? We like see them talk about what they do to manifest, and we assume it's happening like this, right? They're just like, I want a Ferrari. I want 10K months. I want 100K months. I want to be a millionaire, right? We assume that it's happening this fast. But, and let's be honest, in some of the marketing, that is how they're making it seem, right? Like, download or upload my code and instantly, upload my code and quantum leap, like, quantum jump timelines, like, I don't like that phrase, because yes, that is what you're doing. You are closing down one timeline and you're activating another, but the way that it's phrased again makes it sound like it happens like this. What we're not seeing, or what we're not understanding, is that then it's not about the things you are doing at all. It's not about the things you're doing at all. Manifestation is 100% a frequency game. Okay? It is all about the frequency you are maintaining. It is about being a match in frequency to what it is you're trying to create. That is not a doing activity. That is a being activity. It is about who you are being. What frequency are you radiating at? Because frequency is what attracts things to you, your frequency. And what we're not thinking about or acknowledging when we see people further down the path to us is the hours, days, weeks, months, years they have spent being committed to holding that frequency, right? And they use whatever tools they use to get there, but you're seeing them at the end thinking, oh, I can just do that for like a month and then I can manifest whatever I want. Like, fuck off, no. No, some things you may be more in alignment with to receive faster. You may already be vibrating at almost that frequency and just need a slight twist. But if you want real change in your life, you have to be 100% devoted, committed to holding and maintaining that frequency. We're all good at raising our frequency in short bursts, feeling joy, feeling love, feeling authentic, right? Peace, happiness in bursts, but we don't take responsibility and lead ourselves to maintain it long enough for our manifestations to become reality, right? We do it for a little bit, we do some tools, or we focus on just being, and then we get in our own way. We get in our own way because the fear that I'm running out of time pops up for us. Oh, I'm running out of time for this thing that I want. And so we start trying to force it and push it and fight against divine timing, and we fall right back down into stress, into fear, into impatience. And just by doing that, you are no longer in the frequency of the exact thing you're trying to call in. and you repel the things you're trying to manifest. But instead of recognizing that and taking responsibility for it, we project that fear onto, oh, well, the tools just don't work, or this stuff is bullshit, or I have to do more. Like we grab more, we go faster, more. It is about maintaining your frequency. It is not about doing more. Doing more is not going to get you there. Doing more, like if you are doing more, just take a step back and take a breath and be like, why am I doing these tools? Am I doing these tools because they actually help me feel grounded, calm, present? Are they actually raising my frequency? Or am I grabbing them because I feel stressed? Am I grabbing them because I feel impatient and I want to make it happen faster, right? Am I grabbing them because I feel stuck, right? And I just want to get unstuck as quick as possible? Am I grabbing them because I'm feeling restless and I don't want to be patient and wait, right? The universe, time doesn't exist. Time doesn't exist. It is all about frequency. So just because you have a timeline on when you want this shit to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen on your timeline. And the biggest way that we as humans stuff ourselves up is by applying time and getting stuck in this limiting fear and belief that I'm running out of time, I don't have enough time. And so we try and speed stuff up. That is coming from fear. Anytime you're making a decision to do something from a place of fear, you are setting yourself up for failure, misalignment, right? Even if you do create something from that place of fear, it is going to have a faulty foundation that is going to be undermining it the whole time, or you're never going to feel safe to hold it, or it's never going to feel like it's enough because you built it on a foundation of fear. So what we really have to tap into is patience, love, and restraint, right? We need this balancing act of, here I have a very clear intention of what I want to create. You have to have that intention very clear. That's how we communicate with the universe, through a clear intention. Intention is everything. So yes, you must have an intention of what you want to create, who you want to be, how you want to feel, right? How you want to experience life, prosperity, abundance, how you want to serve. It has to be clear, a clear intention that you have. But then what you really need to master, and this is all self-mastery, you need to master the ability to manage your emotions so that you can stay in the frequency of that reality you're trying to create, instead of dipping back down into fear and impatience and feeling stuck and getting restless and then grabbing for more things, trying to speed up the process, trying to force things to happen, trying to work against divine timing. You need to use some more restraint and more patience. Okay, and you need to balance those things, because yes, it's going to go up and down like this. So what are your processes? It's not necessarily about the manifestation tools. It's about, what am I noticing coming up here for me? I'm noticing my frequency is dropping back into this restlessness, or I'm feeling really stuck and like it's just never going to happen. And why can't it happen for me? And it's happening for everybody else. And I just want it to happen now. Anytime you catch yourself in that kind of that kind of feeling, it means the thoughts have preceded it. So we go thoughts, feelings, frequency, right? So you need to stop and be like, okay, where is my attention right now? Where is my attention? If I'm feeling stuck, restless, impatient, that is telling you very clearly that your attention is on the thing you don't want, because it's creating those feelings of fear-based feelings. If you are feeling a fear-based feeling and you are reacting from that, then your attention is on the thing you don't want, and that's what you're going to keep creating. You need to move your attention onto the things that you do want and onto creating the feeling and the frequency of what you do want. So you might not need to do 10,000 things. And this is, again, why I love human design, because human design really helps you drop back into your gift frequencies. The things that the frequencies you naturally have access to in your genes, like it's coded within your DNA, these frequencies that you have. And this again can give you clues as to why maybe you feel particular fear-based frequencies more strongly than others, right? They may be the shadow that's coded within your DNA that you're here to move through into your gift frequencies, into those higher frequencies. And the more we can manage our emotions, manage our physical being, our physical body, our emotional body, our mental body, that is then how we become a magnet to all of the things that we want to manifest. So it's not about doing, it's about being. It's about just choosing to be in the frequency that you want to attract. Be in that frequency. It's about managing your attention so that you're not putting your attention on what you don't want and you're putting your attention on what you do want. Okay, I'd love to know your thoughts about that. Is that a different lens of manifestation for you that you haven't heard before? Are you going to go burn down your vision boards now, right? Like, if anything, all I want you to do is just be more mindful about, why am I choosing this tool or this ritual right now? Is it coming from love, a frequency of love and knowing that this is mine, it is already mine, it is already done? Is it coming from knowing you are infinite potential, you have never-ending supply, limitless supply, you are powerful? Or is it coming from fear of time running out, I have to make it happen, I'm impatient, I want it now? Where is it coming from? And be really honest with yourself. If it is coming from there, be like, okay, well, what if I didn't have to do 10,000 things to create what I want in life? Like, what if that? What if we just put that bullshit down? What if I didn't have to do an hour-long process in the morning to manifest my dreams? What if I didn't have to journal every day and every night? What if I didn't have to spend hours on deep, painful shadow work? What if I didn't have to say 10 things I'm grateful for every day? What if I could just choose to trust? What if I could just choose to be in alignment with the natural timing of things? And what if I chose not to resist that anymore? What if I chose to lean into that? What if I knew in my soul that it was already mine, and so therefore I don't need to worry about when it's going to happen, because it's already mine and I know that. I trust that. It's on its way, and my only job right now is to continue taking action in the direction of that dream, that goal, that future, that reality I want to create, and manage my emotions and be present and be joyful and be peaceful and be happy. What if that's all I had to do? Explore that, experiment with it, right? Experiment with it. And let me know how it goes. Okay, that is it for today's episode. As always, if you want to explore any of this deeper, come and join us inside the Fearless Collective. Come and follow me on Instagram. Send me your questions so I can follow up and answer them here or with you personally. There's lots of exciting things in the works at the moment. I have some one-on-one coaching spaces opening up. I have my new program coming out, Live by Design. That is a 14-week transformational human design inspired container where we're going to go deep and experiment and explore you and your design and what you want to create in life. It's going to be beautiful, and the wait list for that is now open. So if you know you're ready to start exploring this work in depth with someone who can hold space for you to do so, the waitlist is in the show notes. Go and check it out. Sign up now so that you get first dibs when it opens. Okay, Big love.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I really hope you received exactly what you needed from it. I absolutely loved sharing it with you. I'd also love to know what you thought. So please leave a comment or a review for me to respond to, or just come over and say hi on my socials. If you'd love to be a guest on the show, or maybe you have a question or a topic that you'd like me to talk about, then please send me a message. I absolutely love to connect. And really, this podcast is all about you. So, and your success. So tell me what you need to hear more of. If you really enjoyed this episode, please give it a like, or even better, send it to someone you know to spread the love. Let's get this authentic success movement happening. Okay, that's it from me. Big love. Now go out there and be amazing.